sure that it doesn't make noise, and then we can get started.
Okay.
Looks good. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. This is Purge, bringing you guys another game from GosuLeague Division 1 Season 5. I'm here with Sheever, and it's going to be not the good studio. It's actually Zero versus FUBAR here. So, Sheever, how much do you know about these two teams? I don't know very much about FUBAR. We casted them once before, but do you know anything past that?
Well, FUBAR is formerly known as Gamers
Oh,
League.
that's right.
They dropped their sponsor, and well, now known as FUBAR. They are still having some solid performance. They're also in the well, I can call it Division 1 from Star Ladder and have some nice performance there as well.
Mm-hmm.
For Zero, they have of course recently changed because both Sing Sing and Bamboo are no longer in there, being replaced by Paz and Fata. Now I mean, both of these, or all of these players have played together for a lot of times because
Yeah.
everybody's German, and I think Paz, Alex, and Kuroki were Ubels together as well. So
Mm-hmm.
they definitely know each other and they have got some nice synergy. I'm not sure how it goes in terms of performance, though. I know I got told that they just played versus Navi and they got stomped in 15 minutes.
Wow.
Though of course it is Navi, some moderation maybe being given there, but it is still Zero was the team that could take on Navi.
Yeah, it's not easy by any means. Zero has been, those players have been playing with each other for a long time, even as long as Dota 1. Actually, before Dota 2 came out, they played on a team called Panzer that
Yeah.
Kuroki was playing under, but never officially joined. And that's when Leaf was playing a lot as well. Alex, PAS, all of those guys playing together a lot. But now somehow making an all-German team, which hasn't been seen in quite a while, actually. Most of these players have been kind of all over the place, or at times going inactive in participation of teams. But they made it into Division 1. Well, they kind of like took over the Division 1 roster, which was basically happening. It's kind of like a transition. The only player that's still in there that's kind of been stable with previously Mouse was Kuroki and Black, who have been playing with them a lot. So kind of taking over the team and becoming a Division 1 team. So we'll see if they can play well. I'm glad it happened this way, though, where the team kind of transitioned, because Zero previously had been having so many roster changes since the International 2. Most people thought that the team wasn't going to end up playing or existing any longer. So I'm kind of happy that it's now into something that seems to at least be a little bit more stable.
Yeah, but you know what they say about German teams, right?
No, I know nothing.
German teams never last more than 3 months.
Well,
That's what's being said about German teams.
maybe this
Um,
time.
Maybe this time, indeed. We'll see how it goes. And FUBAR, I mean, we have seen some decent results from them. I have to say, they feel like kind of the underdog in Division 1. So I'm
Really?
curious to see how they're going. And they're also playing with two stand-ins. So that's
Ooh.
also something that we have to take into account.
Now let's check out their stats so far. FUBAR is sitting at 0-2. They've lost their first two games, have played at 1. Team Zero has also sitting at 0-2, also having some trouble here. So at the very least, one of these teams is probably going to break ahead unless they end up going 1-1. Pulse, by the way, is now at 0 points with 2 games played at the bottom of the division, so not looking good for them. But one of the teams most likely will join them here as today plans out. Maybe not most likely, but possibility for also getting a 2-0. And I think Zero is more likely the team to 2-0. They're definitely the favorite of this match, I would say, despite them being fairly new, especially, like you said, because FUBAR has 2 stand-ins.
Yeah. And yeah, on paper, it's just Zero that should be able to win there. I guess in theory, the only one that would stand out in the lineup from Zero in general would be Black, who normally hasn't played with these people that much. The
Mm-hmm.
rest of them are quite familiar with each other.
And our first pick is going to be a Bat Rider out of Team Zero. There's an Undying Templar Assassin band, as well as a Darkseer Bounty Hunter, and the Rubik Enigma pick. Enigma drafted really early here by FUBAR, but it will give them pretty awesome gold farm in the jungle. Enigma's one of the best jungling heroes in the game. He can really accelerate his growth. No surprise there, seeing a Keeper of the Light really rapidly picked up by Zero. They're going to throw that on Alex, most likely. He plays Keeper of the Light all the time. And a Shadow Shaman, actually. I don't think this will be their solo mid, but Shadow Shaman support, if he has a decent game, can end up contributing quite a lot. But I'm a little worried for him. There's decent nukes on FUBAR's team, so he might have to worry about being squishy.
Yeah, but already Keeper of Light and Shadow Shaman, that's a lot of pushing power already on Team Zero. So curious to see
True.
if they're gonna go for more pushing power even. Though having said that, a Windrunner and a Rubik, probably two of the better counter push heroes that you can have if you
Yeah.
are afraid to getting pushed.
Yeah, they're really good at that. Power shot from range, even a Fade Bolt, you just get within one range of one creep. Now, Fade Bolt damage has been nerfed, as has the AoE. Rubik taking nerf after nerf here, so he's seen slightly less play than he was since the International 2, but not that much less. He's still the go-to, probably #1 support hero, other than maybe like Leshrac, or Leshrac not seen as much play either though, but I think Rubik is definitely still up there as a really popular support. And luckily for him, there's some decent spells on the enemy team. Anything that Shadow Shaman has is going to be really great to grab. Even something like Ether Shock, if he can snag wards, that would be great as well. So Rubik's going to possibly have some really fun stuff to take. Even stealing Sticky Napalm is the worst, man. I hate that spell. It's the worst thing to fight in.
It's very annoying to deal with, and even though he doesn't have the attack damage to follow up with the fire damage, it is still, I mean, the turn rate and stuff. It's just such an annoying fight or ability to fight in, indeed. And we're already into the next banning phase. So let's see, what do these teams still need?
Well, the Team Zero, solo mid is going to be the Bat Rider. They can have a Keeper of the Light playing support, of course, as well as the Shadow Shaman. So I guess they could solo Shadow Shaman, they could solo Bat Rider, they could long lane Bat Rider. They have a lot of options right now, which is one of the good things about their draft. If I don't really know what's going on, FUBAR may be in the same boat. So their picks are all over the place. They need a carry for sure. They're going to ban out a Tiny. They need a carry, and they might need a long lane solo, is what I'm thinking. So maybe they'll want to ban out carries and long lanes. That's what FUBAR is going to want to ban.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised that this game so far, like Wisp, no ban, no pick. Sven, no ban, no pick.
That's true.
Two heroes that we've seen so much over the last couple of days.
Sven is really popular right now. Might still see FUBAR draft it. I think it would be pretty good against Team Zero. They'd have to worry about Bat Rider ulti. Bat Rider ulti goes through BKB, which is one of the things that Sven almost always relies upon. But barring that, of course, Sven would still be pretty good, I think. Cleaving through heroes, tanking up Shadow Shaman awards with Warcry, and then helping lead off his teammates to disables by throwing the stun down. So Invoker's the next ban. Looking for a solo mid, probably on FUBAR. They have the long lane. Rubik's probably playing support, because that's what we've been seeing a lot lately. And Enigma jungle, so they're going to continue. There's a Sven ban, so won't see a Sven out of FUBAR.
Nope, and FUBAR themselves, they're banning out the Tiny and the Chaos Knight. I think they have a plan in mind. Oh, well, would you really fear those heroes if you weren't thinking about... Well, I'm thinking that FUBAR might want to pick up a Wisp. Like, I'm
Who are they going to
surprised
combo
Wisp has
with,
not been
though?
picked up yet. Well, now not anymore with the Tiny Chaos Knight or a thingy, but a Bounty Hunter. Oh, sorry, a Ricky, I mean. Bounty Hunter, of course, already out of there. Or a Juggernaut. Both two heroes that we have seen together with a Wisp before.
That's true. We could see, I think, a Juggernaut out of the ones you listed is maybe the best of the bunch. I don't know if they'll be able to snag it or not, but it would give them some decent early pushing. But the hard part is that with the Juggernaut lineup, you kind of force yourself into this early mid-game fight. Going late is not wise usually. And they have a Keeper of the Light, so pushing from FUBAR, at least in some veins, is going to be thwarted in that sense. And even though you have the healing ward up, if they kill all of your catapults and all of your range creeps with one nuke, I mean, how rough is that? And a PA surprisingly going to be banned by FUBAR. I don't know if they just said, I know they're picking a hard carry, and that's maybe the most likely one. I'm surprised about that. I haven't seen Zero play the hero. So I'm not sure about that. But maybe they just picked a hard carry. They're like, whatever, we'll just pick one of these hard carries and won't have to deal with it.
Yeah, we'll find out. The last ban incoming soon from... Actually, why is there no ban from the Could Be team for the last one?
They must have randomed their last one. Yeah, it looks like they accidentally randomed their last ban. So, and by random, I mean if you miss your ban, then you don't get a ban.
And then this is not going to be a random. Ooh, just close to being a random, though. Beastmaster will be their hero pickup, so that will be their long lane solo, meaning that Keeper of Light and Shadow Shaman, probably regardless, are going to be on a tri lane together with something that still has to be picked up, unless they really want to jungle that Bat Rider, but I don't think that will be the case.
Yeah, and the reason they're keeping this to the last pick is because they want to make sure that FUBAR can't counterpick whatever carry they end up deciding to go for. So if they do something like an anti-mage, then FUBAR would be able to say, okay, you have an anti-mage, obviously we need a solo that has better stuns, something like that. They draft a Queen of Pain. I think AM is definitely a possibility here. I would love to see Zero pick it up because I think it's going to be effective. Low armor heroes such as Queen of Pain and Rubik, especially Queen of Pain if she runs out of mana, very, very easy ulti target. They're going to have to deal with a Windrunner, so Anti-Mage isn't the best against Windrunner, but with Shadow Shaman and Keeper of the Light, they should have enough disables to be able to kill her in her lane. I think an Anti-Mage could work. I think there's lots of carries. The only thing they have to worry about is Rubik stealing spells, and that would be one bad thing about Anti-Mage. They grab a Faces Void. I had the idea in my mind, but I didn't say it because I didn't think it was going to be picked, but there it is. Faces Void out of Team Zero.
Yep, and it's actually pretty decent against Rubik because yes, he can steal the Chronosphere, but faces Void, still able to move inside the Chronosphere that Rubik picks
Hmm.
up. So it's not that great of a spell, spell to steal anymore. So
Yeah.
interesting to see that, and something for Black to play, I guess, because otherwise he wouldn't have anything.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him play Faces Void before. The problem with Void is that he takes. It's harder to get him to the hard carry area. It's a lot easier for a survivable hero like Anti-Mage, but Time Walk costs a lot of mana and the cooldown is much higher. Though it does obviously slow, so it can be used better aggressively. Another problem with the pick against a Rubik is that, like you said, the Chronosphere won't affect Void, but it's very easy to steal Chronosphere because usually you only have 2 spells, and you usually use Time Walk to initiate. So by initiating with Time Walk, you throw the Chronosphere. Rubik is most likely going to be able to steal that from you if he's not dead. So it's going to be pretty crucial that they do end up killing the Rubik with the Chrono. Yeah, and that's going to be the issue. Clinkz is the last pick out of Team FUBAR, so we're going to see a Clinkz versus a Faces Void in the late game. If Zero does a good job, they'll have Sentries and Dust in the mid, and then they'll just delay the game as long as possible, get Black really, really good items, and then should be able to carry the slate. So I'm actually pretty excited to see this. If I think there's a good chance of this going late, and I haven't seen a late game Faces Void in a long time, so I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah, and with Keeper of Light and Shadow Shaman, I mean, you said it. You can't really break through that wall if you want to try to push. It's going to be really difficult to do that with the Shadow Shaman wards, with the Illuminate, access even from the Beastmaster not be underestimated. And if they indeed have a siege at the base of Team Zero, then Bedrider could just blink in, grab someone, drag him back to the base of Zero, and they could even turn the fight around with that.
Yeah, I agree with
So
that.
all while Black is farming.
And that's what they're going to aim to do. And another reason they did pick Void is because the Dire team has a lot of team fight, and they need to get a little bit more of that out of their carries. So I like the options. Black letting me down has 0 Faces Void items. But let's go over the players. PAS is going to be playing Beastmaster for Team Zero here. Kuroki is on the Keeper of the Light. Fata is playing the Bat Rider. We have Alex on the Shadow Shaman, and Black is going to be playing Faces Void.
Yep, and on the other side, FUBAR, we were going to have Quicks on the Kalinx. It's Zapcrash, who's going to be playing that Enigma. ETA is going to be playing on the Queen of Pain, with Peter Dorothy playing the Windrunner as a stand-in for FUBAR in this game. And GHC is going to be playing the Rubik also as a stand-in for FUBAR as well. As he's going to be playing a support. ETA, actually the hero that normally, or the player normally, that is going for the long lane solo. This time looking to be going in the mid lane by the looks of it. With Windrunner already picking up sentry wards to counter some wards. And I'm not sure what they are doing. Probably seeing if someone was stupid enough to try and ward the top room spot, but they're not going to be able to find anybody just yet. And
Yeah.
now Quick's making his way towards the bottom lane where he's going to be probably. Or is he?
They're looking for a long lane hero, probably looking for Ward. But even still, if he would have been standing there, he would have seen them coming up the hill and probably would have backed off. So no one dies, no problem there. Kind of interesting starting item builds. It looks like there's a lot of Tango transfers going on in this game. The Windrunner, for example, has Sentry Wards as well as 2 Tangos and a Salve, which is quite a bit of regen. Somebody passing near the Sentry, of course. Oh, cool. This is a special Roshan Courier. Damn, I've never seen a unique Roshan Courier before, but it's got spiders and stuff on it. That's got to be worth a lot of money. Pretty sick. That's cool.
It's actually, a lot of people have that. The gold one, however, the gold one is expensive.
Yeah.
That is
Does
about
your
$1,000
mini
a
Roshan Courier have spiders and spider webs, though?
I don't have mini Roshan.
Oh.
Unfortunately.
Sad to say.
Yeah, what I do like from FUBAR though, look at the ward placement to stop Beastmaster from stacking the Ancient Camp. It's
Seems
very
really
hard
cool.
to find.
That one's
and
came
they
up a
gotta
lot
have
in the
to
last
do-
week, I think. I
Yeah,
haven't seen a
true.
lot before then, though.
I've seen it once before and it did get counter ward at that time, but for Zero they don't have any sentry wards. Not on the Beastmaster anyway, when boots for first item to have some more survivability there. And the Chen is actually on the wrong side, also doesn't have sentry wards. I mean Keeper of Light also sits on a horse. That's that.
Horse is the only way to play. I
Yeah.
love to see the ward metagame shift constantly, and it really does, guys. Honestly, the ward placements, they change over time, where teams just say, okay, well, we're used to that ward in, and we'll throw a new counter ward in, or a new hidden ward in, and then people just start learning it. And you play enough games, like, for example, before this week, I had never seen an Observer ward here, but once people started blocking Ancient Camps as a result of Tinkers and Beastmasters, everything just shifts. You say, okay, well, I have to start blocking that, and then teams anticipate that, and then they start putting in secret Observer wards here, and then everything continues. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, what No Tidehunter is doing recently, they did it successfully as well, and the opponent team could not find the ward. Near the camp that Enigma is now trying to kill off, there's the high ground.
Hmm.
They clear out a tree, place a ward upon the high ground. No way you can find it without placing a ward yourself.
Oh, or do you mean this one that was over here?
Yeah, right
Okay.
there.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool. That was a fun one. On the mid lane, if we check last hits, we have Batrider at 7-4. He just finished his bottle versus Queen of Pain at 2-2. Actually, he's doing really, really well against ETA here on the mid lane, and that's a null talisman start with some regen, so that's going to delay her bottle by quite a bit. The reason she picked this up probably is to increase her damage by a lot, and hopefully allow her to outlast hit the Batrider. But she's got a magic stick coming to mid lane, so her bottle is going to be very, very far away.
Yeah, in the meantime, Black has been giving a relative free farm, 18 for 9 now, topping the charts for the last hits after the Enigma was, of course, getting jungle creep, so that doesn't really count all that much. While the Klinks on the opposing team, the Klinks for Quicks, I mean, he's not having entire free farm because Beastmaster is hanging around somewhere, but his last hit's 14 for 2, so behind the Faces Void by quite a bit, and I don't think it should be.
Yeah, I don't think so either. He should be able to last hit with Searing Arrows. It's not like he has a last hit disadvantage versus a Quelling Blade Faces Void. Quelling Blade Faces Void is a great last hitter, but with Searing Arrows, he should be able to get everything. And I'm sure there's been pulling perhaps, he's been last hitting under tower, but not getting everything. So slight gold per minute discrepancy there as Black is hitting just about everything here. Let's see what his comparison is. He's got 5 extra last hits over the Faces, or over the Clinks does, actually. So.
Yeah, in the meantime, the thing about Zero that they didn't have a jungle hero to try to counter that Enigma, actually Kuroki is jungling with his Keeper of Light, stacking the camps, and actually doing okay. He's level 3 right now with the Enigma being level 4. Okay, full level ahead on the Enigma, but of course he is a solid jungler, but at least not losing as much as they normally would if you are not having a jungle hero and your opponent team does. And that actually works out.
Yeah, I like this. It's kind of a cool strat. Keeper Light is really good at doing AoE damage, so, and with Clarity Potions, he's going to be able to kill this triple camp here and possibly hit level 5. God, he's level 4 already. This is looking really good for him, actually, and he's going to do another Chakra Illuminate, and this is going to put him up a lot of experience here. Yeah, pretty darn close to level 5. He gets a lot of gold out of this. He's got 800 gold. What's his GPM at? His GPM is currently 5th best in the game as a jungling, pulling Keeper of the Light. That is so cool.
That is pretty impressive indeed. And he's going to probably help soon the mid lane as well to maybe trying to get a gank on the Queen of Pain when she has got her mana depleted completely if she is not able to blink away, or at least throw out some harassment with the Illuminate. For now, sticking to farming. I'm waiting for him also to pick up a mana leak, a great item to have, a great spell to have against that Queen of Pain as well.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It is really good against her, especially if she blinks or something like that. It can drain quite a bit, I believe. I think that affects, I think blink affects it. I can't remember exactly.
I think it does.
Beastmaster pulling back the top lane. He's level 5 currently. He's outlaning the crap out of the Windrunner on the opposite side of the map. And in terms of last hits, he is sitting higher, about double the last hits. Though some of those are ancients from Windrunner, so she's going to be getting maybe slightly more farm than Beastmaster is in terms of last hits. But he's doing much better. He's got a soul ring completed. He's going to have that coming to the top lane. It's 5 minutes in. Oh my god, this ward is actually not stopping the spawns.
Whoa.
It's slightly misplaced.
It's slightly too far north.
Yeah, I think it's slightly, I think you're right. Slightly too far north. This is a big loss, actually, by the Dire team. That's going to really screw FUBAR over here. Because Beastmaster hasn't even noticed. He's like, whatever, I'm stacking Ancients. They didn't block my Ancients. What a bunch of idiots. But really, they did. They tried to. They didn't get it, though. So that's going to accelerate his farm really, really hard. 4 minutes as he gets his Soul Ring. That's really good for Zero. And if we look at the graph quick, look at that gold graph. 1,500 gold advantage already going to Zero. Despite the enemy team having an Enigma. That's huge. They've been winning their lanes. Faces Void getting free from bottom. The Batrider is looks like he is winning mid by crapload. Oh my gosh.
Oh, maybe first blood bottom lane. Windrunner level 3 gonna get shackled. Chronosphere to A. Well, Ether shocked, and that is the Faces Void picking up the first kill of the game. Very clear kill, as something that should have been expected to come, as Faces Void did get the level, of course, to get that Chronosphere.
Yeah, and most importantly, he also grabbed out Time Lock Max first, and the reason he's probably doing this is because it now does double damage under Chronosphere. So you do 140 magical damage if you right-click under Chronosphere. And it allows you to be a little stronger in your early ganks. It's pretty cool. And he also went high into Midas, by the way. So he's completely aiming for the late game, and he's got free farm here, so he's not in too much threat.
Yeah, having well, also that first blood money, Hand of Midas, he is gonna be really dangerous for FUBAR. And I mean, we already said the game will probably last for a long time, but at this rate, I mean, FUBAR is getting out farmed by a lot, so I'm not sure how long it will last. Sorry for the cat sounds, by the way.
No problem. Everybody loves Diego. So black now 1,200 gold. The other nice thing about Hand of Midas is it's great for Faces Void. As a hero that has a bash, Midas ends up being effective because it gives you more attack speed. More attack speed means more chances to bash. So regardless of the accelerated gold farm, it's still going to be great and give him really awesome attack speed once he finishes treads. So if we check up on Beastmaster in the long lane, he's sitting decent. His GPM is not massive, but he's actually harassing Clinks with axes, which is pretty unheard of. And he just used his ulti, and he's still very low on HP. As PS once again sends the board to go stack in, but oh my god, he's going to run right past the smoke ink, but he doesn't see it. They're obviously invisible. They see the board going past. They know it's going to stack. Here comes a courier, actually. Is this going to spot things out? Is a Radiant courier, and once again, still smoke is still up, and PAS is in a lot of trouble here. If Clinks can push this lane and pressure him a bit, he's going to die pretty soon here, but maybe the Hawk or the courier is going to scout him out first. We'll see.
Yeah, the courier actually luckily going towards the mid lane to pick up the Perseverance to bring it to the Faces Void probably already. But they're still going to find him though. He has a roar, but it's not going to be enough. And there still lands the roar, but will probably go down. No, the axe still hit him!
Wow, he got the kill.
And Beastmaster actually got the experience for that as well.
Oh my gosh, that was a big mistake. How did he do that? Did they stop attacking? I think they thought that Beastmaster was dead. They stopped attacking. The supports just sat there.
Maybe they wanted Clinks to get the last hit, but Clinks was roared up.
Yeah, that might be it. I think you're right. I think that's why they hesitated. They were like, okay, he's got one shot, easy stuff.
Yeah, give the farm to our carry, but oh geez, the axes and Clinks not getting the experience from that, not being in range to get the gold for that, for being in the vicinity near the kill, even though he of course did get an assist. That is a major blow in the face of FUBAR. They will take a tower though from that kill by the looks of it. Axes will still fly through, but there's fortification. I don't think that will stop the kill from this tower very long, as Quicks will hopefully for him pick up that last.
Oh my god!
Deny pass playing the game of his life right now.
Oh my god, he's gotta feel so good right now. He just outplayed them so hard. Man, that was good. That deny is so big. So that's like 700 gold lost to a team that was already losing in a place where they 100% for sure should have gotten the last hit, but they messed up. Beastmaster came in, denied the tower, and he is having a solid game. Just wait until he kills these Ancients. He's going to be so far ahead.
Yep, he might not be bamboo, but as a replacement, he's making the bamboo plays for sure. It's,
yeah, definitely true. Void.
I'm playing it a bit safe. Level 5 on her right now though, so she is getting some levels, but I think the tower will soon go down. Alex now level 6, so wards being placed in the tower, getting harassed. So they will trade a tower for a tower, and this time I don't think that Windrunner is going to be able to get close to trying to get a deny in, because Chronosphere is already up again, and she will die as soon as she comes too close, and she knows that too, is why she's backing off.
Yeah, Void has such good items now. He's got a Perseverance, so he's going to go straight Battle Free after this. He may grab Treads first. He does get the last hit on the tower, so 600 more gold there. He's trolling around a little bit, canceling his Chronosphere animation. Just love it when they mess that up. It's like, oh, wow, nice job. Showing off, canceling your animations. It's one of those ones you don't want to chance too much. Queen of Pain on the high ground is going to spot out Keep the Light, actually. He's got Tranquil Boots and a Wand. He's actually doing pretty well. He's sitting at level 7. He's got 3 levels of Illuminate. He's actually leveling almost as fast as Batrider. Has anybody else done full jungle Keeper of the Light before? Because this is working out really, really well. This is impressive.
I have seen it before, but for a full jungle Keeper of Light, ooh, lasso. GHC gonna get going down, probably Ether Shock, and the Illuminate is not even needed. Shadow Shaman picks up the kill quite easily. Batrider still trying to see if he can maybe pick up the Queen of Pain or throw some harassment her way, but that's not gonna happen. He does clear out a wave, will mean, oh, roar actually from the side. Queen of Pain and Keeper of Light, this time Illuminate does pick up the kill, and now Enigma being turned to a chicken. Will they follow that up? Will they go on that? Actually, Alex has to back off tower, bashing on him hard. And he will have to fly away as the Hawk also goes down, but the tower will probably be going towards Team Zero. No chance for them to try and defend that, as their fortification is already used as well.
Man, that was pretty cool. They dived past, they grabbed the Queen of Pain. I love PS's positioning there. Just went the high ground and then roared to kill the Queen of Pain. And that's one of the great things about Beastmaster, is that you can shut down those heroes for such a long disable. 3 seconds of stun. Decent damage, only 150 after the reduction, but in the meantime, he's looking to stack more. So Beastmaster's so good against their team, against Clinks, all those hard-to-kill heroes, even Windrunner. You can just stop them, shut them down, and get the follow-up damage and get the kill.
Yeah, I can't believe that that ward didn't block that camp. I mean, that's such a big blow to FUBAR, and they have already got so many big blows.
I think what we're
Towers,
actually,
kills.
I think what we're actually going to see is Black take the ancient camp. I don't think they're giving it to the Beastmaster because he probably would have done it by now. I think. I mean, they have enough early advantage where pushing is probably wise, and sitting back a bit and taking the ancients could be a loss. But Void is so close now to his Battle Fury. I think they're just going to put Treads and Battle Fury on him and have him go take it. He might need Lifesteal to take it. They're going to find Quicks in the jungle. Actually, that's a Flaming Lasso. Big Illuminate and Axes. They couldn't even see him, but they almost killed him.
Yeah, and I think, by the way, you're right about the ancient camp because I mean, Beastmaster doesn't really need it the way he's been going. He's been doing fine
Yeah.
without it. Got a kill, died only once, got an assist, happy times. And looks like tier 1 tower, I mean, Zero is just systematically rotating now 4 heroes top. And we already see FUBAR backing out. They don't even want to try and counter that. They don't want to fight that. They rather take a tower, try to take a tower in return in the mid lane.
Man, it's going so well for them. So, top tower being pressured. Alex is going to save his wards, maybe save it for tier 2. There's the TP back. That's Keeper the Light. He's TPing a little too close, so looking. No dagger on Queen of Pain. She doesn't have dagger. Just Blink and Scream of Pain. Very surprising. There's the Blinking by Bat. Does he have ulti? He does not. Flame breaks back. The Enigma. He's going to be getting very low HP. There's going to be an Illuminate, but I think he's going to outrun it here. Yeah, he's going to outrun that for sure. And Fada's not going to be able to stop this. He's got 4 stacks now with more right clicks looking for another flame break. Here comes the flame break. Pushes him back. Fada gets low, though. Mech's going to keep him healed up. There's the Roar and Enigma. He's trying to black hole this, but will he survive long enough? Here comes. Gets it off, and he's going to not die. Fada gets killed. More right clicks on creeps, actually. PS so low. They get him. Enigma's not dead, and the Roar return. Great plays from FUBAR.
And they so needed that as well. I can't believe that he actually got that black hole off. Perfectly played. And, well, great that they got 3 kills in return. And now 4-4 on the kill score even. And they will also still get the tier 1 tower. And this time it will not get denied. Even though, fortification will not. You'll
see.
get it, right? Right? No?
Yes. Okay.
And for a second there, I thought the siege creep would have it, but no. It was this time Klinks that gets the last hit, who has almost completed his Orchid, by the way, so we'll be ready to maybe be a bit more aggressive. But at the same time, they've been fighting 4-on-5 that fight. Because Black, I mean, he's still farming. He's got his Battle Fury complete. He's been hiding in the jungle. His gold looks good. He's got net worth almost, 3k higher than the Klinks, whose Orchid is actually complete. The recipe was on the courier. But still 3k more gold on the Faces Void than there is on the Klinks. And that's a big difference.
That's ridiculous. It really shows how Black is one of the best farmers in the Euro scene. He had Midas, Battle Fury Wand, and a Boots at 13.5 minutes. You'd be happy to have just a Battle Fury at that point, at most levels of play. At least on a hero like Anti-Mage. So this is just incredible. His rate of farm has been really, really insane. The Ancients still haven't been killed, but I expect he will go for those soon. 1,300 gold. Maybe he wants to finish a Midas first. A Mask of Madness is what might get him to take the Ancients. But there's a fight going on, actually. You're going to see a Roar on Queen of Pain. She's getting low, but might not see her die. The mech's going to keep her alive for just a bit. Batrider's with the right click. She might be able to blink. She gets the blink away. That was all of their spells to get the kill off there. Croaky taking the mech, but he's going to die to Quicks regardless. And this is looking really good for FUBAR, actually. 2 heroes dead. They did lose the Queen of Pain eventually, but the Beastmaster also ends up dying, and Zap Crash has got to be careful. He doesn't want to walk into the wards. He's going to have to run all the way around.
Yeah, and this is the start of Klinks. I mean, he won't outcarry a Faces Void later game, but right now he is on top of his game. He's got the Orchid and he's ready to take some fights. He's got 1,700 gold in his inventory already. So definitely ready to show that FUBAR is not out of this game just yet, even though they are behind on 1 tower and a lot of gold.
Black Knight ready to kill his Ancient stack, but he'll take the enemy teams, getting like a 3 Ancient stack here. Oh my gosh, he's got to be so happy right now. I know this guy loves farming deep down. He dreams about it at night, thinks about his Alchemist, but this game is going to be Void. Hand of Midas, lots of creeps, 16 minutes in, and his net worth is 10,000 gold. What is his GPM at? 600 gold. That's just crazy. And he's only got 1 kill. I mean, this has pretty much all been First Blood and him farming. That's it. And he goes back to base. See what he buys
Will
here.
he now finally take up the Ancient stack? Because there is so much. We see the blink out from Black. He is playing with the exclamation marks on the Ancient. So that will be his gold right there.
It's just crap talking the Ancients. Like, I'm going to kill you guys.
Yep.
That's got nothing on me. 1,700 gold. And is he going back into the regular jungle? Man, I'm so anticipating his gold farm here. It's pretty exciting. 16 minutes in, looks like graphs. 5,000 gold advantage for Team 0. It's actually leveled off as a result of their losing team fights. They've lost 2 team fights now, I think. EXP really got closer to 0, but now winning back up a bit as Black got the Ancient Camp, I think. And he bought something, probably Mask of Madness. It's a Helm of the Dominator, actually. Really. He's not going to go Mask of Madness. He's opting for the Helm. Instead, he goes in. Easy kill on Rubik. 1 support for him there. So he's going to have the lifesteal. He's going to have the armor. Interesting choice.
Gonna trade the kill, though. Beastmaster is gonna drop on the bottom lane. Shackle doesn't latch, but doesn't need to hit, and it's Enigma that picks up the kill. And that's an okay trade in a way. Rubik support going down for Beastmaster, so for FUBAR is definitely not bad. They are gonna lose their tier 2 though if they're not gonna be doing something about this. The fortification is up and they have got some TPs, but it looks like again they rather want to trade and they rather want to take the bottom tier 1 tower, which is the last tier 1 tower standing in the game, as Quix has decided to take on the tier 2 top, and will get that one as well. TP incoming from the Shadow Shaman, but it's gonna be too late and he actually cancels the TP as well, as the tier 2 tower in the mid drops and the tier 2 tower bottom drops as well. So 2 towers for 1 tier 2. Good trade for FUBAR.
Yeah, Black did take out the Ancients in the meantime. He gets Orchided, actually. Can he bash? If he can get bashed, this is going to be it for Quix. Oh my god, he's getting so low. He puts on the strafe. He had no chance of winning that. Oh, he had Skeleton Walk on cooldown. That's why. He just turned and fought it, and he just died. Just completely died there. By the way, Void just finished his Helm of the Dominator. He's got another 2,800 gold now. After that, his GPM is at 700 at the moment. His net worth is 13,000. And this is just about... I mean, this is so one-sided now. I mean, Void is the hardest carry in the game. Nobody else can beat Void with full items. It's not possible. He just Chronospheres you and he kills you. And he's level 16, so from here, Butterfly, Manta style, something like that. Just a major survivability / damage item. And I don't think anybody on the Dire teams can be able to touch him. Unless they get big black holes. And they've got a Blink Dagger now, so they can do it. But they've got to kill Void so many times to catch up.
Yeah, and he is definitely not a very easy hero to take down because, like you said, he's level 16. The highest level on the Dire is level 13 on the Klinks. And after that, it's only lower, like 2 level 8 still, with the Rubik and the Windrunner being there, and level 11 and 12 on the Queen of Pain, as well as the Enigma. Let's see if Quix actually wants to do something here. He's hiding. He's waiting for his team to come in. There will be a blink in a black hole. If he can get it, Illuminate going through is going to hit, though, from the side, giving a notice that the Keeper of Light is there and making sure that they're probably going to be backing off there. They still know that Klink's around. There's someone else being brought in the center, but actually being placed with a blink in. 3 people, Sonic Wave, Keeper of Light drops. Black still alive, though, gets him out of his, has to throw the Chronosphere, otherwise he'll die. Roar up on Quix, there's a Chrono, still dies, so only catches Quix, and Queen of Pain finishes him as pass. Also gonna be going down for sure. It will be the Bed Rider not able to kill off the Klinks anymore. Of course, did not have vision. Buyback from the Faceless Void, who is just gonna probably continue farming. Bed Rider able to TP out, but what a fight. And you said it.
Wow.
They get a good black hole off. That's what they did.
That was such a good play from FUBAR. Everything went perfectly there. Enigma Black Hole 3. Klinks grabbed a Centaur that was right next to him. Got huge damage output. They killed the Shadow Shaman. They killed the Void. They forced him into a terrible Chronosphere. He was so close to dying there. He even got Malefice after the fact and didn't have Magic Immunity, so he couldn't even DPS there. And that was pretty ridiculous. They actually won a fight against the most farmed Faceless Void I've ever seen. That was so cool.
Yeah, and not to mention they got so much levels from that. If we see the experience graph, it just drops so much down because if you kill off the highest level hero in the game, that just makes your team go up very fast. So dropping back to 0 soon to in the experience graph. Gold graph, however, is still in favor of Team 0. Of course, Black is just continuing farming even with his buyback. Still 5k in favor. Net worth still highest on the map. Still 3k higher than the Klinks. So he's still pretty farmed. But if FUBAR can do that again, then they're definitely still in this game for sure. And Klinks picks up a Demon Edge, very smart choice. He needs to go Monkey King Bar, I think. I don't think he can afford to go Daedalus against the Faceless Void, because if he ever makes a Butterfly, it's going to severely limit Klinks' damage potential. So he has to go straight for the MKB. He's going to have to do that, I think. We'll see if he does it, but I think he needs to. The crit could obviously is better against the support heroes, but Void is going to be the one that he's going to have to deal with this game. They could do other stuff as well, such as Heaven's Halberds or Yule Scepters are good ways to shut down Void while he's chronoing, but he's got 3,000 gold in the bank, and we'll see what he chooses next. But I think probably a BKB is fairly likely here. Yeah, especially after the last fight, because with that he would have been able to survive. But Yeah, and he has got enough gold almost. Just needs 50 gold to buy an entire BKB just off the bat with picking up that tower. And they're just continuing pushing, or at least Black is now. Now he backs off. Not even waiting for the last hits. They could try to go for Roshan as that's still up. They only have one tower left to take down on the side of FUBAR. FUBAR themselves, though, they only have 2 towers left to take down. So the tower difference is only 1. Not as much as you might expect it to be.
And the attack speed's going to pay off here as Roshan's getting bashed continuously. Zap crashes sitting mid. And we have more farming from Quicks. He's just brought himself a TP scroll, so if the Dire team wants to fight, they can do it now. But look at the ward vision. Oh my god. Perfect wards all over the place to cover them. They even had one sitting mid to catch some vision from people shifting mid, but there's no way that the enemy team can fight this. Now, Faces Void's DPS output isn't massive here, but it's good enough, and there's no way that he's going to die to this. So it's only a matter of time until they take Roshan. As long as they have good vision up, the Dire team's not going to be able to initiate this perfectly.
No, but they need to TP back to base soon, though, because it's gonna be Klinks that's gonna be able to have a push going up on the top lane. Now that he noticed that Roshan is down, he decides, you know what, let's not go there. He goes invisible again. Maybe wants to go for something here, as is getting support by ETA, who's now on the Queen of Pain. Maybe hoping for some poor support to try and farm this.
Yeah, that would help out. Man, Pia's pauses items are kind of disappointing considering how good his early game was, but he's got Vlad's now. Wow, Fada almost dying, but 4-staffs himself away. I love the Vlad's pickup, though. It's going to give more lifesteal to the Faces Void if he gets in a bad situation. Keep in mind that despite his amazing items, Void is still slight... Oh my god, he stole a Chronosphere to Rubik Illusion. That one is going to be rough. Oh, that's got to feel bad. I think he was maybe worried about the enemy team being there, but...
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's logical. If you think, okay, if Rubik by himself walks up to me, then there has to be more people around, but... Or it could just be an illusion. It was.
On the bright
side, he's got
side,
5,200 gold though.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, and I think Butterfly or Mantas can be the way to go. Maybe BKB. It's one of those 3 items for sure. I'd be really surprised to see any other item picked up by him. Attack speed is where he needs to go at this point. His farm rate is insane. He just needs to get survivability as well as attack speed. And there's a smoke gank from FUBAR. They're looking to make another play. Enigma's going to have buyback gold. A lot of these guys have buyback gold, I'm sure. And no, I'm completely wrong. Just 2. Clinks as well as Enigma.
Yeah, also 2 on the side of Zero, even though, of course, well, Black does have buyback. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have buyback gold because Butterfly is there. Just purchased fresh of the courier. Or at least on the courier still, but freshly bought.
It's going to be so hard for him to die to physical damage now. And Klinks doesn't have his Monkey King Bar finished yet, so Klinks' damage output versus Void is going to be very low. You've got 25% chance to backtrack. This does stack with Butterfly, and Butterfly's 35% evasion. So I think the numbers work out to be somewhere around 50% protection against physical damage if they don't have a Monkey King Bar. So that's just ridiculous. Half of the attacks that you put towards Faces Void, on average, are going to not do damage.
Yeah, he is fairly close though. He just needs 700 gold. It means that the next fight he cannot die, because then it will be a major setback for him. But he's happily farming still. He's only died twice so far, I guess. Well, there's only been 12 kills in total. It's not a very kill-heavy game, and we do have Zero now rotating a bit more aggressively. If they can land a roar on him, they will try to fight. And they, of course, got the initiation from Fala on his Bedrider. But it looks like FUBAR, they do not want to fight if they aren't the ones to initiate, so they back off. I'm gonna continue farming their heroes up.
Maybe they will push mid. It's got to be scary, though, because you do not want to get caught by a black hole again. And if they do lose another team fight, there is a chance for the enemy team coming back. As soon as Klinks finishes his MKB, he will be able to damage the Faces Void, at least from range. He can't go melee range versus him, no way. The Bashes is always going to win, but... he TP's back to the bot lane. He's going to farm bot. Faces Void is going to push top. And I guess Zero is going to aim for the tier 2 tower. That's going to be what they want. They want that gold advantage there. That will probably push them higher. Yeah, they're actually winning by quite a bit now. The graph has moved up. So by taking a tower, that would put their support heroes in a pretty safe range.
Yeah, I mean, they do, of course, still have the Aegis, of course, as well. It's only 3 minutes left until the Aegis disappears. So they either have to choose to fight in between that time, or they're gonna let it slide and wait maybe for the next Aegis before fighting again. If they don't feel they have enough advantage to be taking on the game, the team, even after they have been black-holed, because you gotta take that one into account.
Yeah. Well, it looks like FUBAR is going to try to trade a bit. Nope, sorry, they're teleporting now. Here come the TPs back. Faces Void's going to be on the high ground. He will be able to see the enemy team. It's daytime as well, so his initiation is most likely to be more strong, and it's going to be harder for Enigma to initiate. That's very, very important. If it was nighttime range, we'll be able to see as far. Fada goes in, looks for our ulti, doesn't catch anybody, actually force staffs himself out. He was hoping for somebody closer, and regardless, they take the tower. Tower's gone.
Yeah, and
very
I mean, Black, he just continues going. He wants to go for the barracks. Shackle does ledge, but there are Serpent Wards there as well. That do help out, and he doesn't care about Windrunner hitting him. He cares about the barracks, and he gets it as well. Can steal time lapse away as well. There was nothing FUBAR did against that, nothing they tried to do against that. We did have Fada jumping in a couple times to try and maybe get a nice lasso out of that, but he didn't. But it wasn't needed. They just took a free tower and a free barracks, and Black's not ready. He thinks, okay, you know what? There is a ranged barracks still standing. Let's just get that as well, and he gets it.
Now, you guys might be really confused why the Dire team didn't initiate there, but it's basically because the positioning of Zero was so perfect. They had a Faces Void out in front who had Aegis, so even if he died, if they threw spells on him, and it would take a lot to kill him, by the way, and they killed him, he would respawn and probably Chronosphere the enemy team. PS, as well as the rest of Zero, was sitting really far back, so that even if Enigma wanted a black hole, it wasn't going to be safe. He could have roared from the range, maybe even a Shadow Shaman Hex, something like that, could have shut down the black hole possibilities, so they opted to just not initiate. Now, they still have a chance of winning this, but they're going to be behind now because they lost that top rack, so they're constantly going to have to worry about being pushed. They actually catch one. It's Enigma. He's in a lot of trouble. No chance of him getting out of this one, and Void gets the last hit. He does. That's a buyback.
Yeah, he does need to buy back. Let's see if the positioning for Zero is a bit worse than the next one, because otherwise the same thing will happen. It's always better to lose one set of racks rather than losing a team fight that will result in losing your entire base. But at some point they will have to fight back. And right now, I mean, Black, again, just standing there, bashing the tier 3, no fortification, no nothing. And again, look at the positioning from Zero. They are spread out massively, maybe trying to bait out a black hole at some point. Access will fly through. Still also no good positioning for FUBAR to throw out a Chronosphere, though, so like their positioning is decent too. It's just not enough just yet.
Yeah, the Aegis has now timed off, and he brought himself a BKB. It's gonna be so hard to kill. He could almost just jump in and fight the whole team solo at this point, but his HP, he's got insane physical survivability, but he's still not quite there. This is Silence actually taking some right click. MKB is finished on Klinks, by the way, so he's gonna hit right through that evasion. But his survivability is still not quite there. They kill a courier. I don't know what was on that. I'm
it was probably flying towards the secret shop or something like that.
Yeah,
unless
I'm not quite
he
sure
just
which way it
bought
was
something
going.
in the secret shop.
Oh, they grab Enigma. This is what they need.
Enigma.
They Chronosphere it. He gets pushed out though, and Black is still going to keep going in on Rubik instead. He gets that kill very easily. Hex on top of Klinks, and if Klinks dies right, he does. Void didn't even have to fight that one. There's the blink pass and the mini stun on Queen of Pain. Follow up, and that's it. Game 1 is called. Good game from FUBAR. Zero took that so convincingly. They lost a little bit of team fighting in the mid game there, but I mean, they played that so perfectly. Their positioning was great. They took the Aegis. They did the slow push top. And then a conservative team fight when they have a massive gold advantage on the mid lane, and there's nothing that FUBAR could do to stop them there.
Nope. And if you have like 3 lanes, you want to at least win one, which is then the easy lane that you would guarantee win if you're like 2 versus 1. They didn't do that. They didn't win versus the Beastmaster. Beastmaster, yes, he died once, but got a kill on the hard carry of FUBAR. So that also made a big change, a big setback for Quicks, who of course wanted to have that kill gold, wanted to have that tower gold, but it just added up to the advantage that Zero already had, and no way to come back from that one.
Yeah, that was a pretty sick play there. Really, really nice farming from Black, of course. He did still get killed by the black hole, and that was one redeeming factor of FUBAR in that game, but that wasn't enough for them to come back. The Klinks doesn't have the farm potential of a Hand of Midas Battle Fury Void. Nobody's going to stop that except for a hero like Anti-Mage, or maybe Naga Siren with a Radiance, so no way to match their farm, and Faces Void was able to carry the game pretty easily. So that's going to be game 1, guys. My name is Purge, I'm here with Sheever, and this is for GosuLeague Division 1 Season 5. If you guys want to watch in client, you can. We have our mics enabled. It's only $1, excuse me, and you can download the Dota 2 Observer package if you don't even have a Dota 2 key. There's nothing holding you back here. You guys can watch all of Season 5 and Season 4 in the client.
Infinite games. All Division 1s.
Not exactly infinite, but lots of games. Lots of games.
Lots of games.
Okay, we'll be back in a second, guys, with Game 2. Don't go anywhere.